Imagine being told your whole life that real men don't cry, that pain is weakness, and that silence is strength. Now imagine carrying that silence until it's unbreakable. For years, I fought my invisible battles with anger, anxiety, PTSD, depression, and trauma. Behind the success, hidden behind the leadership, and behind the I'm fine. I remember hearing the following as a little boy: man up. But I feel fake when the world expects me to be superhuman, especially when I'm carrying the weight of the world like Atlas, who was cursed to carry that burden. Even in moments of victory, I always heard this resounding whisper inside me: why is it abnormal for me to feel balanced and not operate in my power? Because strength on the outside does not equate to peace on the inside. So I walked in my journey to manhood. I mastered the performance of the leadership, the providing, the protecting, and the persevering, instead of walking also with the reflecting, the sharing, the protecting, and the restoration, while hiding behind the invisible mask of manhood. Like so many men, I was silently struggling, feeling unseen, and fighting just to feel relevant. Not because I speak less, not because I feel less, but because I was taught to armor up long before I was ever taught how to open up. My training started early. I can remember when I was 15 years old, riding on a train in Philadelphia, going to school. The subway was packed. People were shoulder to shoulder. Suddenly, I could feel this surreal experience. Everything slowing down before time stopped. As everyone exited the train, I witnessed a man. He said, "I can't take this anymore." And so he ran to the other side of the track and attempted to jump in front of the train, but was stopped. And I remember thinking in that moment that my visceral reaction, which was this numbing experience of seeing this often way too much. But I remembered I had already been conditioned through the television, through the radio, through society, that this was a normal feeling. And growing up, I saw so many things that no child should have to ever see. People getting beat up, people shot, people stabbed. And one thing remained blatantly clear, and the message was always the same: shake it off, man up, and don't let anyone see it affect you. Then I became a man and a father. I vividly remember sitting in a doctor's office, holding both my children, one in 2001 and one in 2003. And during their birth, which should have been one of the moments in my life where not only was I present, not only was I proud or ready, even though I had never seen or met my own father, I had these thoughts of, was I prepared for this task? And so we know that the role of a father is to affirm and provide guidance. But every question in the room on that day was oriented to the mother who was in pain. Instead of giving the instructions to me, giving the concerns to me, because my job was to protect in that moment. So I was very angry, but I realized something. Even in what should have been one of the most precious moments of my life, I was expected to stay strong in the background, but not fully be seen. Then came the military. Deployment after deployments, explosions, rockets, violence, death, war. sleepless nights, moments that changed me forever. But the expectation was always the same. Stay strong, man up, complete the mission. And I did, because that's what warriors do. But what people didn't see is what comes home with you: the nightmares, the flashbacks, the panic attacks, the empty seats where friends used to be, friends we didn't just lose in war, but friends we lost to suicide. And no one taught me how to process that, because most of my life I was taught one thing: don't feel it, just carry it. Near the end of my military career, something powerful happened. I saw it. Strong men, disciplined warriors, they started expressing truths that I had buried for years. I'm scared, I don't know how to be a father, and I don't know how to talk about my pain. And in that moment, I realized something that changed my life. I wasn't broken. I was part of a silent brotherhood of men programmed to be strong before we were ever taught how to heal. That realization transcended time. I saw leaders who needed support, who were wounded and emotionally exhausted. I saw myself in every one of them, still waiting to be heard, still waiting to be told that you don't have to carry this alone. So I made a decision. I would no longer just man up. It was time to open up. And that decision didn't just change my perspective, it gave other men permission to change. So I took my story, I took my silence, I took my questions and my pain, and I built something bigger than myself. I founded the Urban Institute for Strengthening Families, a brave space for men to belong and become whole. And as I opened up, another man breathed again. I'm Kelly Little, and this is my brave.